Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should. I feel like Rogers in the, I'm Mr. Rogers in the, Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. That sun is shining on me like it should. Ain't got no worries and I'm feeling good. Summer's on me like a backpack, I'm full of love and I'm feeling good. When I get the time, I'ma find a place where I settle down, get fertile ground. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy the summer. Dog days, no bummer. Poolside with a lover. I'm gonna find me a place, I promise. Chasing the sun if I'm honest. Wanna be seeing that all of my goals today have nothing to do with my goals for life. I'm chasing the sun and I'm living a dream, you know what I mean? Celebrate the day. Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm rapfredrogers in this role at this time. Usually the point of this show is to help artists grow and connect. Now the normal focus is to help artists level up and kind of improve mistakes. And usually if you want, we use like a 5-star rating, 5 meaning like a perfect score. Usually that would mean like you would actually add this to a playlist or share it with a friend. Less important for this party, for this listening party we're having tonight. So as is tradition, let's get it cracking, man. Yee! This thing's been a long time coming, so you know I'm about to have a good attitude and to celebrate this. And whoever's here with me, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm juiced. All right. So also, if your track comes up, if you happen to be here, let us know where you're from. Drop your socials in the chat so people can find them later, and I'll drop a link to the song as we go. So let's get it cracking. Here we go. First up with Toxic.
Say you will when I roll through your block, babe. You know that I blow up right off the pocket. Say you will, know I love how it sounded. Little baby, better say you will, right? Ooh, I've been toxic on you. It ain't true. I'm in love with you.
I feel like baby Pluto with the Uzi, baby. No, rockin' the Mary jeans, not no Levi's, baby. When she say she will, scan so hard to believe her, lady. Don't you say a thing, no, I never let a bitch phase me. These bitches can't blame me, Casanovas can't be lazy. Diamonds, man, and dancing, liquor be put on icy with dishes of Peter Tchaikovsky. Looking like me, little Natalie, got my honey and sugar, the bubbly. She do be addicted to hugging me, but being a boo thing is under me. But she still wanted to hug me, and told my old boy he need cover me, cause we some bitches you run from. They take out your wallet dispenser. Da Vinci about a position now. You want for another just coming now. They caught you with some and a wicked man. They caught you for being the wicked man.
Say you will when I roll through your block, babe. You know that I blow up right off the pocket. Say you will, know I love how it sounded. Little baby, better say you will, right? Ooh, I've been toxic on you. It ain't true. I'm in love with you.
Yo, I'm into your game. Why you play me like a mighty baby? Why you drop me for some guy who play like Kyrie, baby? Thought we was cool and everything was looking irie, baby. But it's growing colder on the bed now right beside me, baby. Is it money or the cloud? What's it all about? See, I've been down before and drug me, girl, I know that route. When I'm yelling tally ho, pull my bootstraps up and go. Baby girl, are you still down? I'm maxing on my Tupac flow. Say you will love me like there's no tomorrow. Shooting for the stars and galaxies, SpaceX can't go this far. Say you will, then if you can't, girl, you just showed your cards. Used to think that I was toxic for you, now I know you are.
Shout out to knoes, shuoshuo, and BA Skritter with Toxic, produced by Soup, who also made the song Aura from the last Making Hip Hop drop around February this year. Super radio ready beat. The bass sounds bouncy and well spaced. The support elements, like those simple flute chords and those 3 high pitched notes, the boom, 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 create a very catchy dynamic. Those were perfect. Then we get the hook right away from knoes. It's an outstanding hook. It's simple and well written and catchy. It's doing its job. Then that plus the production really helped to set the tone of this track early on. Toxic relationships are something everyone can relate to, I'm pretty sure. So good subject matter right off the bat. Then the voice of shuoshuo complements and follows knoes' voice perfectly. That creates great flow throughout the structure of the song. Shuoshuo shows some nice moments of cadence and flow in particular, and some very good inflection, which is very important and popular at this point. So this should appeal to a wide range of audiences, and roughly half the last tape captured maybe similar vibes, so it's also a continuation in that way. So this is following that established lane well. Then we get that verse from BA Skritter. Skrit Dog was good, who was featured several times on the last tape. So if anyone heard that previous Making Hip Hop mixtape, that might be a voice you recognize. It's very distinct. And I'll drop the link for the last tape as well, so people can check that out retroactively in the chat. Alright, so yeah, Skritter provides more of a traditional rap verse to end the song, which I think was good for listener engagement. Nice gaps in the flow, solid rhyme schemes and references. Skritter always has great microphone presence and charisma, so the track ends strong and feels very complete. Makes you want to run it back. So I feel like this one sounds better the more you hear it. It grows on you, and it was definitely a wise choice for an opening track. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Next up. Hey, what's good? Jesse Wildman, welcome to the neighborhood. People be falling in here. Continuing this celebration, here we go with Bout Me. Cheers, y'all.
I can't keep you on my mind and that shit really isn't fair. I've seen way more than I like, but still your face is ever clear. I've been sipping out this bottle like the bottom isn't there. Maybe I should see a therapist to help with problems. Yeah. Shit don't suck up in my life, but I'm not supposed to cry. Feeling tripped by simple shit, a drum with petulance. Inside an attitude, I feel inadequate as fuck. I guess I have to carry on because my life consists of pain surrounding problems that I caused. I wasn't enough, I know the meaning really true, and that shit get into my soul. Cause I see stems and all the lies when standing back and looking in. I guess the reason should be solid for pursuing other men. Shit.
Red flags on red flags, my eyes match the hue. Birds whistling these sad songs that try to match the tune. Second stack on second, so distracted by your presence. The idea of losing love was something that I couldn't mess with. These lessons that you learn from past and pull to present is a message from yourself that you should fuck with independence. Cause you gotta love you before you try to love on me. I hope you don't make the same mistakes with someone that is weak. X's on X's, O's on O's. I wouldn't go back now that I know.
How long has it been since you was last thinking about me? I hope you know that I've achieved everything that you doubted. I'ma shout it from the tops of the mountains and the bottoms of valleys. I want you to know that I've always been able to live without you. You thought I needed you, I believed in you. I would bleed for you, and leaving you was inconceivable. I saw the good in you, you saw me through a mirror. Love backwards, I guess that was what it was really. But now I'm independent and I'm brighter than ever. A star shining, shooting through galactic endeavors. It's as if I practically never knew that I was just better than whenever you dream me ass. Now your face in
X's on X's, O's on O's. I wouldn't go back now that I know.
Bout Me featuring Carbrey, Domain, and Stoic the Poet, produced by OD Astro. Welcome to the neighborhood, Squid Dog. Good to see you, man. So Carbrey and Stoic the Poet were on a posse track called Serial Killer from the last tape. Very pleasant and inviting and warm keyboard chords for this song. It immediately helps set the tone. And there's a really awesome and chill guitar layer that you may or may not have noticed playing during the hook and during parts of the verses, which I do love. I think that was a very strong layer. That layer really helped make the song for me. Have you ever had a song where it's right on the edge and then one layer can make it or break it, right? Everything about this is fire, don't get me wrong, but I just want to shout out and appreciate that extra effort with the production. Good guitar layer really can do some good work for you. So, complimentary drums for this. This track is all about the melody, so you don't need to overdo it with the drums necessarily. You don't want those drums to conflict with the melody or become too busy, which can be a pitfall. And then those drums drop out all throughout the track, which creates great pockets of kind of negative space and room in the beat, which can help the beat breathe and allow the vocals to really shine at times. Carbrey starts off the track with excellent flow. That's exactly what you're looking for when you hear a beat like this. Great moments of harmony in the flow. And he establishes the theme of the track well, which deals with relationships and loss. Then Domain follows up that first verse directly, which flows great and sets up the hook very well. So great song structure overall. Domain has a more chill and poetic delivery on this one, which matches the production nicely. Domain was also featured on two of my favorite tracks from the last tape with Gold Tooth and Tethered. Cool rhyme schemes on display here, and another incredible hook. Extremely catchy and memorable, with great melody and an original approach. So the hook is doing everything it's supposed to be doing. Might be my favorite hook on the album. For any of you who have heard, let me know if this is the winner. We'll see as we go along. Okay, so two questions that I'm curious about. Is that Domain on the hook? I'm assuming it was. The vocal layering on the hook is amazing. It was mixed very well. There's that primary layer combined with that really nice harmonic layer. I don't know if that was like some auto-tune or a sample, but those background vocals are showcasing some impressive harmonies, way more impressive than what you're used to hearing with the average kind of rapper and what the average rapper is capable of. So, that was a pleasant surprise, right? And I have to know, who was that with the real silky vocals? Let me run that back for 2 seconds. Just I think you'll know what I mean as soon as I play it. That part, that's the part that's like, it's real catchy, man. So that snippet, it was used all throughout the beat to the point where it almost became a part of the beat. That was masterfully done. And it's the exact element that elevated this track from good to great to me. So, curious if that was a sample too. So anyways, then Stoic the Poet finally brings that like, fuck it, it's over, game over attitude with the poetic approach to start off his verse that parallels what Domain was laying down, with some relatable sentiments and expressions and good inflection in the flow. So this track is showing progression and telling a story, and it might be my favorite track of the whole project. It depends. It's certainly a contender and achieves what it's trying to do very well. So we'll see how the rest of everything stacks up. Yee! All right, we're gonna keep it moving, man. You guys want to hear the music, but it's fun to break it down. And if anyone has any feedback or comments or anything they like, drop it in the chat. Let us know, when your track comes up, and drop a social. Give us some feedback and some background. All right, so let's see how this next one pulls off what it's trying to do, since we do have some different sounding things on this project. Here we go with Whopper joints.
Get
shorty. Fuck around and they gon' call you Miss Skritter, shorty. If I ask real nice, would you do something for me? Would you buzz it wide open? Let me see what you're working with. Call me 24/7, girl, and I'm at your service. Checking under your hood, let's take a look at your service. Dark skin, Brad Pitt, Skritter got you all giddy. And I feel on your kitty. Why you dropping your skivvies? And my dick so deep, it can talk to your kidneys, huh? And wear your ovaries like a Mickey Mouse hat. Take you to the top of the mountain to feel the splash. Now we back on the scene, man. Sean, throw it back on the king while I'm smacking that team. Go get this money, cha-ching. Go Pharrell said it best, so yeah, there's something about you. But Skritter say less when he was on your couch, boo.
Give it to me face down, ass up. 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 Show me how you do it, dirty dancer. On the lap, pick it up, little Santa. Make it clap. Anaconda, real monster. Shows off, I know you wanna. Make an offer, getting off, get it on her. Vivalana, do it profit, not for profit. Not a dollar, just a Whopper. Anaconda, real monster. Shows off, I know you wanna. Make an offer, getting off, get it on her. Vivalana, do it profit, not for profit. Not a dollar, just a Whopper. Chip, chip, let it trip. On the lap, pick it up, little Santa. Chip, chip, make it trip. Make it clap, trip, make it trip.
Face down, ass up, know you been a bad one. Let me hold your hand from the back for the anthem. The way she move, got it cocked like a handgun. See you with the girls and you all trying to have fun. See that profile while I smoke a cigarillo. Love that outline, looking wet like a silo. Different measurements like a pound or a kilo. You can make a sound, go right down on the pillow. Coming from the place that made 3 times crazy. The place we ghost ride like we Patrick Swayze. You love the dirty dance and your motto is pay me. Get up out the corner, that's no place for baby. Hair stressed out, it's a typical struggle. Hunting for the game, we out here in the jungle. I just learned your name, there's no time to be subtle. The way you waist round, we could manage a couple.
Give it to me face down, ass up. Show me how you do it, dirty dancer. On the lap, pick it up, little Santa. Make it clap, it's the anthem. Give it to me face down, ass up. Show me how you do it, dirty dancer. On the lap, pick it up, little Santa. Make it clap.
Whoa, buddy, Whopper joint. Produced by Sleeper. What's good, Sleeper, man? Cheers to you, too. Sleeper made the beat for Luna off the last tape. And, you know, here we are on Whopper joint with vocals from FrenchiexVii, B.A. Skritter, and Miller Mills. This was Frenchie's only appearance on this tape, but she was an MVP with 4 appearances on the last tape. This is, however, I believe her first song with you, Skrit, if I'm not mistaken, even though they were both well featured on that last tape. So this collaboration had to happen, and it's an amazing collab. It's also my first collaboration with either Frenchie or Skritter. So the production on this, that's where we have to start, is bananas. Then Frenchie decided to go ahead and just take it there with the hook. So that's how this one started. I believe she said she was aiming for some quality raunch and sent out a message that it would be fun to aim for something maybe like a gas pedal type song, which is by Sage the Gemini. So that's what I was thinking when I wrote my verse, but by the time I had a demo, half the song was already made, I feel like. But to be fair, a lot of the production was tweaked and adjusted after the vocals had been laid down. There was a lot of post-production for this track, which is a lot of work, and not a lot of people, take that time to go that extra mile. So I think that comes through with this song. We get the hook right away, along with the strong drums. There's so many drum layers, I feel like I can't even go into all of them and break them down. Sleeper's a wizard with that. And then Skritter starts us off with his signature rap voice and inflection, dropping some pretty funny and entertaining lines. So you might have to run that back. And we start out this very adult track with a good amount of swagger and personality as a result. This track is not rated PG-13, make no mistake. So there's a great pitch build in the beat that leads back to the top of the loop. That's really critical. I feel like that's one of the most epic and important layers. Then a second layer of more tribal drums falls in around like the 55-second mark. It's one of my favorite layers. Then most of the drums drop out when the hook returns, which is good for listener engagement and contrast. And Frenchie drops like an 8-bar interlude followed by like a 2-bar bridge. And that's the part that makes the track for me. The beat breakdown is such an amazing thing. You get new instruments falling in. You get those drip drips. You get this awesome deep vocal sample all screwed up in the background. That was all perfection. So super innovative and creative and effective. You know, and then when the beat builds back after that, it feels like it hits hard as fuck, right? So then I try to do my thing for the last verse. Since Frenchie declared this the anthem, I just wanted to vibe out and make something fun to listen to. I've never made a track like this, and I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for Frenchie taking the lead on this one. And then Sleeper breaks it down one more time for the outro. That breakdown was too good not to bring back. And there's some fun Easter eggs mixed in there as well, some vocal kind of splicing in there. So we get some energy and something different to listen to. And usually when you make something different, people either love it or hate it. So it's not going to be for everyone. But you know, maybe that's why I didn't make that first album. But I'm glad it got finished and polished up properly. So shout out to Stonewise for the mix. You can imagine this one was quite the task to work up. And then, oh yeah, shout out for some of the wordplay. Yeah, I didn't know if people would actually catch that silhouette line. So if you didn't, you might need to run that back. All right, let's keep it moving, man. We got some fucking fire. And what I like about this is, even though, you know, we're just kind of celebrating this all week, if you look through the plays, what becomes clear is people are listening to the whole thing pretty much. Normally there's an expected dropout where like the top song is so much more, the second song is like half that, and then you get, by the time you get to songs like 7 and 8, it's like a few listens, right? So people are retaining and engaging with this project, it seems like. That's a good kind of like criteria. Here we go with Warlock.
Guns bleeding, heart beating, fucker meaning, bruh. I am seething, I am breathing, I don't need a meeting, duh. My presence is pressing, fuck your attention. I've been involved with the moon coalescing. I am the sun, I am the soul, I am the one, I am my own. Put a past like I am gasping, nothing's a matter, sudden air guessing. I am matter, I am plasma, blood, draining the spreader, hemorrhage another gallon. Clarity, genetic disparity, mourning the loss of a mantra. Nobody and honest, I'd rather be honest. I cannot tell when I'm on it, I cannot tell when I'm off it. Stoic the sleeper cell, slipping in steep in hell, I ain't fucking feeding now.
fire. Also produced by Sleeper, featuring Stoic the Poet and B.A. Skritter. Back-to-back slappers, man. The third appearance now from B.A. Skritter on this tape, and the second from Stoic the Poet. I believe this might be their only collaboration. Crazy tribal drums. I love Stoic's sound effects. The it gets me hype, man. For sure. So, you know, I might as well run that back. We're trying to celebrate this.
Fuck up breathing. I don't need a meeting. My presence is pressing. Fuck your attention.
Oh man, we out here in the jungle. So kind of feels like the beat is like growling a bit in the background too, in a way, in a sense, which is dope. Such a simple but amazing and effective layer from Stoic, I believe. So sometimes you don't have to overthink shit. Sometimes simple is best. And you know that background sound effect cuts through the beat well, because a lot of the beat has some busy distortion in the lower ends. So there's actually a decent amount of negative space in the higher ends though, and that's where that can really shine through and cut through the beat. This might be my favorite Stoic the Poet verse of the tape. Dude is snapping on his beat, and if you listen back, the second half of his flow blends very well with some of the additional beat layers that then fall in. So then they drop the pitch on the vocals for the hook and screw up some of those vocals, which is very attention grabbing, creates good contrast. And then out of nowhere, the beat just like flips and freaks out. So we got to run that back too. I definitely feel like this is some like innovative production. Crazy. So that really succeeds in bringing in some new sounds to hit those kind of higher ends during that kind of break in the beat, creating more contrast, which is kind of maybe the secret recipe in a lot of songs and maybe here as well. So that's when I knew I was fucking with this song, when I heard that. Then B.A. Skritter comes through with a cool and different kind of approach for the last verse. It's complex and well done. It doesn't feel complex, but you could tell there was a lot of effort and orchestration done in those layers. He uses some screwed up, pitch corrected vocals like a secondary vocal layer, a deeper voice, which you then hear together with the primary vocal layer. And that parallels the sound effects used kind of on the hook, creates more contrast within your primary vocals, Skrit, which are a little bit more just natural and high pitched. So that's an effective technique, and it works very well over this production. Stoic's sound effects then kind of return the right mid-verse for Skritter during that last verse, and it gets you hype. And then also I believe they bring back some more of that crazy instrumentation break during Skrit's verse. So there's a lot going on, but it all makes for a super unique auditory collage. That's a 100-point word, which is busy. And I feel like it's not too busy though. It might be close, it might be knocking on the door, but I feel like Sleeper has the ability to know how to push it and then dial it back just enough so it's not too busy, right? So pretty masterfully done, I feel like. Yeah, people are liking it. Eki's liking it. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood, Eki. Yeah, I feel like this is something innovative and different, right? So we have some fire for this tape, man. I'm curious how it stacks up with the last tape. It's different. Let's keep it moving. Here we go with Liability. Let's go.
Bitch, don't you question my ability. I don't run with snitches cause that shit's a liability. Ooh, it got the eligibility. Make you sign a waiver cause my shit's a liability. I'm kicking the door, I'm kicking you straight in the face. Little ass bitch, get the fuck on my face. You lagging my hands, so pick up the pace. Ain't got the ink, ain't got the patience. Ain't got no motherfucking time to waste. Got to get loaded on guns like a spray. I am the predator, you are the prey.
Boy, been gassing all day. I roll a blunt and don't pass it, I'ma just smoke it away. Then by 11 p.m. hit a classic, I blow a puff in your face. Just so you know, for the shit I ain't acting, you would just get in the way. You better get out of my way, bitch. Don't you question my liability. I don't roll with snitches cause that's just a liability. You ain't got the eligibility. Make you sign a waiver cause my shit's a liability. Ma, can you please sign my permission slip? I wanna get a bag and show 'em where dead people live. Top of my class, I bring it back. Permanent trip, I only buy drugs for cash. The bank where my guala is.
Damn, Daniel's back at it again. They got him back on the track with the pen and the pen. Alright, hold up, I thought he wasn't rapping again. Well, I'm sorry, not sorry that it happened again. Good shady aftermath, play me back to back, back to back to back, back in bags of cash. Half for rappers, red stacking body bags. Line them all up just to go back, back, back. Switching the flow when I go in my dome and I murder the beat just like Hov. I sticking my sword in a rotating motion, but you and I are not alike. I'm riding this flow like a logic, enjoying it when all of them egos combined. I'm blowing the smoke on this microphone, looking like I just might catch it on fire. Know the Persians at the Monopoly, but I like the spotting on me. You trained them mad at me, but I think that your chance is far-fetched. Hey, I'm bagging you, that means I put you in the target. Only thing you're bagging is my groceries down at Target. Bitch, don't you question my ability. I don't roll with snitches, cause that shit's a liability. You ain't got that eligibility. Make you sign a waiver, cause my shit's a liability.
Liability by Stoic the Poet, Occlude, and Jesse Wildman. Hey, we got Jesse in the chat. Produced by Jesse Jackson, who made one of my favorite beats from the last album with Eat, Smoke, Grind, Repeat. The horn sample on that one was outstanding. So for this one, we start off with an aggressive chorus. The you kind of, I don't know, there's several songs that can remind you of, right? Kind of reminds me of some of that old school Soulja Boy. Tell 'em, that's a name you haven't heard in a while. Strong bass for this track. This would be like the most traditional trap song, maybe. Some of these other ones are real wild. This one still has lots of unique elements. It's crazy to think that the trap aesthetic has been around for like nearly a decade or about a decade now. That's kind of a trip. The first 8-bar verse from Stoic the Poet might be his most ferocious and aggressive feature. Nice overdubs and vocal layering there. Stands out compared to some of his more poetic delivery on some other tracks that you will be hearing. And it fits the beat well. This really sets the tone for the rest of the track. I think Stoic the Poet makes the most appearances overall on this album with 6, so about half the album. And then also let us know, man, you know, when your track comes up, drop your socials and let us know what's good, man. Let us know where you're from. I think this project network brings people together from all around the world. So let's have some fun. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're sipping on. You see me on that Guinness. So anyways, this is a really cool to think about how many people have collaborated from all over the world for this project. If I'm not mistaken, this is Stoic's second collaboration with Occlude and Jesse Wildman. Occlude killed it on the last tape also, featured on the tracks Bite Down and My Wrist, as well as the big 3 posse tracks off that album, I believe. The transition between Stoic and Occlude's verse is real smooth. Good auditory contrast created by following Stoic's deeper toned voice with Occlude's higher pitched rap voice. That's often an effective technique. Nice inflection on your flow with good cadence. And that parallels some of what the production is doing at times. And I do like how you guys take turns performing the hook, which is cool. I think that's good for listener engagement. It sounds fresh, keeps the track fresh. Then Jesse Wildman falls in after the another 4 bars or so from Occlude. So unique song structure here. Jesse Wildman was featured on the amazing opening track to the last tape called Wishing on a Star, as well as the posse tracks Serial Killer and Checkmate, which I believe makes this Jesse Wildman and Occlude's 3rd collaboration. Correct me if I'm wrong. Trying to keep notes. Jesse hits the gas right away with the flow, with the double time flow, which I was kind of waiting for someone to do. So that was cool. Jesse has nice syllable control and enunciation and brings a nice grimy raspiness to his vocal delivery here. Lots of flow changes also. And the gutter breakdown around like 2 minutes in, where he just kind of slows things down, is very effective, very ear catching. So we have, at this stage, 3 strong energy tracks in a row up to this point. All right. So let's see what we have in the chat. Yeah, this is one of the filthiest beats. Skritter shouting out Wildman's vocal delivery. I think that's a real strength and standout for this track. It was good. I like the order too. I like that was the 3rd verse. I think it just helps bring some momentum. It punctuates the beat in the song. All right, let's keep it going. The middle of this track list is just kind of banger after banger. We're in the last 5 or 6 songs of the album, so we're about halfway. Here we go with Proceed with Caution.
Sadly held to the breast of the brethren, beggar in the bond of a blasphemed heaven. Don't you know that I want them? 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 Through the net now, held them down now. Breaking souls on the wheel, wave goodbye to the damned. Bring those dogs to the hill, another Saturday for the man. Praising us for the meal, serving them up with the yam. Beg no one for a pill, another Saturday for the man.
Goddamn! Proceed with Caution featuring Definite Footsteps, produced by Whale. Learn the name. Whale made the insane beat for Bite Down, also off the last tape. And Whale probably put in my feelings, like the most work coordinating everything on this tape, stepping into the role of, one of the kind of just like lead managers for this. So just want to shout that out, all the hard work. Shout out to you, Whale. Made this tape a reality, made it happen. So this track features Definite Footsteps on the vocals. This is, I think, maybe the only solo track on this album. We might have had one solo track with Eyes Open on the last album too. All the rest are like collabs with multiple vocalists. As far as vocals go, Definite Footsteps was featured on the posse track Checkmate from the last tape. And this beat provides the best energy on the album to me, in my subjective opinion. I mean, it's tough, but it does really get me going. Lots of loud and distorted bass layers paired with the primary loop of that instrument you hear a lot with like old 3-6 Mafia, that do no and crunk era Atlanta music. This was quite popular at the time. I don't really know what the name of that instrument is. Maybe someone could help me. Is that like a plucked strings? Anyways, putting all that together can be challenging to mix, right? So the beat mixing stands out to me as excellent for this. Sort of like a marching band style drums incorporated in here as well as complementary percussion. And a hook stands out as a real strength for the track. I like how you start with the hook right away. And then the vocal effects and distortion on Definite's voice are a good touch. They blend well with some of the bass flares, and the panning and the on the voice stutters, which you can notice at the beginning in particular, is very nice. It helps build the tension here. So there's some cool inflection and alliteration from Def Steps during the first verse. Then the second verse opens up with a different approach and delivery, which is good for listener engagement. He didn't just come the same way, right? It's difficult to rap with that speed and intensity while still enunciating well. So Def Steps is showcasing good syllable control, breath control, and a very technical flow. So get hype! I feel like this is a track I would really like to play in a car at extremely loud volumes. Haven't been able to do that, but that might be next. Some tracks really are designed to be played at loud volumes, man. Can't really catch everything with like some earbuds maybe. So, you know, good to point that out, right? Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. Here we go. Quiet Place.
Shot 'em all when the drill done. You gon' feel one from the real one. Feeling platinum like a million. Fucking Amazon like Brazilian. Yeah, the big gonna fall down. Don't need out of bounds just to ball out. Going all out like a blackout when the grid's out in a small town. Like it's Ferguson, they gon' fear the water. Wicked drip, I'ma feel your daughter. That's cannon fodder. Time to kill the mood. Add an S to laughter to hear the slaughter. Now back to the last track. Spitting facts with no laugh track. Bustin' with a little bit of that gas. And I fast track. Never half-mass, never half-fast. This is the millennium of aftermath. Ain't gonna be none after that. What's left over is plastic wrap. Now fancy that, time to call them on. Y'all ain't fucking like Hanuman. Really don't care what side I'm on. Gonna rebuild like Solomon till the halls are gone. Mazel tov, coming of age with the condom off. More shot spray when you saw it off. Leading toe tag till they haul them off. Can't call them off till we find them all. Can't quite find where they hide it all. Quiet Place 2, we invite them all. Final curtain call, if it's right or wrong, they still sign it off.
Yeah. I've been on a journey going top speed with no plans for the way back. Wheels spinning 360 every second like they under the wave cap. I've been killing since like way back. Armed and ready with the same strap. Mental quintessential, I'm running laps in your city, I guess I'ma claim that. Who really fucking with this? I see no competition comparing to me. These rappers is targets so dearly departed, no contest, I did them for free. They running and hiding cause Omar is coming with Shotty, they pray for relief. I'm running these battles just like Ricky Bobby, my engine got too many V's. You cowards is not enough, cripple your army, you light as dust. Triple the standard, the shit they can handle, that's why they go run at the side of us. See, I've been going in heavy like way too hard. They begging for mercy, so pray, oh my lord. Fucking feelings is killing extended. I send it for anybody who be feeling froggy. I be feeling godly, my whole crew is motley. We were through in the cruise to the top of the heap with a view, yes indeed. Best believe this position is highly contested. Now I'm the king of the hill with my finger on trigger, I gotta protect it. See now when I see them I blitz. See my whole team with the shits. We ridden down with the arrows, we block out the sun like a solar eclipse. My automatic on spray, let them blow off your toupee. I'm dropping bodies in every direction, I look pray you do not see me. See me with the gat on the waistline, I don't waste time cause my aim is tight. Motherfuckers switch sides of the damn town now, buck shots cause they don't act right. I bag them up easy, one-handed with the 45. They go from breathing to buried, it happens overnight.
Whew. You might notice pattern, man. All these songs are going hard to the very last moment. Produced by Z. Zach made this, featuring myself and eyzopn, who was featured on Luna and Eat Smoke Grind Repeat from the last tape, as well as one of my favorite tracks from that tape with Pressure. The bars and the beat change on this one were ridiculous. So, okay, when I first laid down my verse, I was hoping someone would hop on it, but I kind of expected this one to go unfinished because that's how it goes. But damn, eyzopn absolutely fucking destroys this. Are you serious? Right? So like it's like 32 bars straight from eyzopn. Cool ad-libs, awesome rhyme schemes, nice beat breaks in the beat that helps emphasize some of the lines. Really good use of inflection and tone changes in the flow by eyzopn, which I feel like he might do better than almost anyone on this whole tape. He's very good at it and just creates like a dynamic and a relentless flow the whole time. Definitely some of the standout bars for this project. So this song is 48 bars of straight gas altogether. I guess the first verse works well as a setup verse, if you listen close. There's some wordplay and rhyme schemes, but I am trading off inflection and energy in the flow for an even delivery, which is a style, but we're definitely in an era where inflection is kind of reigning supreme. So you might miss some of those gems there. The first verse, I feel like, helps make eyzopn's approach stand out and feel refreshing in contrast. And damn, eyzopn just annihilated me on this track. And annihilates the beat in general. So we had this one wrapped up over a year ago, way before the release of the new Quiet Place movie. It just took a really long time for this one to get mixed. That's how it is. So I'd say this is loosely based on A Quiet Place in mind, more just drawing on the aesthetic for inspiration as opposed to like a proper theme. That's how it felt to me anyways. I thought it would be cool to approach my verse kind of like a predator on the microphone, almost from the perspective of a monster taking over the game. This is one of those beats where you almost don't hear the full potential of the beat until it has been rapped over. A lot of beats are like that, man. You realize later on how good they are. There's a good amount of negative space in this beat, creating room for the vocals to breathe. The hi-hats are great, not quite trappy, but close. They create good energy. The primary violin loop gives this track a distinct tone, which can feel like the most hip-hop of the elements here. And the piano scale notes used to accent the beat really help the beat progress along. I think they're highlighted very well in eyzopn's verse, and they blend well with parts of the flow from both artists. Cool. All right, man. So shout out to eyzopn on that one. Let's keep it moving. We're in the final four. Here we go with All Eyes on Me.
All eyes, they watching on me. They talking, plotting on me. I'm dropping, robbing off me. Shocking, not rocking with me. And I don't need the evil eye, I just see the line, pin up in the needle's eye. Wanna feel the love, and I wonder where I gotta go. Always talking shit, but they holler at the show. They want the energy, I give it to them tenfold. Got enough fires to heat up like 10 coals. I'm a nat king versus in my mental. I don't test souls, no I'm special. I'm the man and I never stop being it. Got no plan, I'm always full seeing shit. Know you sick of me, force feeding hits. Split it clinically, of course you feeling it. I be facetious, so go ahead and eat this. I don't let the beat miss, this is my remix. All eyes on me in the spotlight, praying that I talk right, frozen like some frostbite. Yeah, but I ain't never gonna stop, even with a brain squeeze. Music is my main squeeze. Pictured up my worst nights, still say cheese. So go and play these till we on top. And I ain't tryna flop, aiming for the hits. When I shoot my shot, bending from the hip. Still I run the ship, but I'll be captain soon. Profit doubling, writing in the afternoon. And I ain't mad if they can't see the vision. I'm a bomb with it as my only mission. Funny, always thought that I'd care. Now I dream out loud while we stop and stare.
All eyes on eyes open, feeling like the summer every time my mind's open. Feeling like the winter, every rhyme is cold frozen. I was at beginning, I'm a roller so golden. Got them dropping low, yeah, they move in slow motion. Now they making fights cause your boy is so chosen. Had to pay the price cause my life is exploding. Now I'm bringing raw like I'm in with no Trojan, no boasting. Just real hard steel, all facts. I'm clear, they so abstract. Now it's eyes, where you going, where you at? Hey, can I get a feature on the track? You know that we finna put you on the map. Need you to spit a verse to make it slap. Yeah, I know, got them going dummy every place I go. Got them shorty singing, hitting all high notes. Thriller in this bitch, call me Michael. Motherfuckers try, can't beat my pull. They just hit a style and recycle. I am fucking beast type, be primal. Do not give a fuck about these titles. Driving through your city, running fades too easy. That's on committee. Got my brothers with me, too many reload to send me. No, you motherfuckers ain't really with all the shits. No, my team is heavy, we really throwing in fists. Saying that you bought it, but really just what it is. Talking with no action, that really is just a myth. Now it's all eyes on me. No problem when they see me, it's all G. Shut them down on the marquee. With a baddie in a view by the palm trees on me.
come on. I don't think people who understand how difficult it can be to make a beat appreciate how fucking amazing this production is. I'm gonna be 101 on that. Vocals featuring Deza and eyzopn for eyzopn's second feature in a row, produced by Astro Forte. And I guess we're learning, this is why it's fun to do live stream, we're learning there was also an assist by Sleeper on maybe some of the live drum elements. That's fucking dope. I'm curious if there are any other live instrumentation elements in this one, particularly at the end. Let me know in the chat. So Deza was on Get It In and Checkmate from the last album, and I believe this is eyzopn and Deza's first collaboration. Correct me if I'm wrong. I love the energy for this. It is possible to get good energy without trap aggression. So this is a great example of that. There's not another track like this on here, on this project. And so I think this adds a lot to this tape, in my opinion. And it should be attractive to multiple target audiences that aren't vibing maybe as much with some of the harder hitting tracks. So I feel like this this part of the tape, if people get through it, has some kind of really fun and different kind of Easter eggs for people. Lots of layers of percussion here, but they're trying to sound cohesive and clean. That's the aim of the drums, as opposed to other great drums that can aim to be disjointed and dominating, right? Like a Millie or something from Lil Wayne. Top-notch kick and snare drums here. The chop on the vocal sample is awesome and very catchy. And the piano chords are bright and create kind of like a dancey loop, right? It's hard not to feel that energy. Deza's rap voice is an awesome match for this production. So it was a nice choice for an opening verse. It fits very well. It's a natural fit. Deza's cadence and flow are impressive. Nice breath control. And there's some quality lines in there. You might need to run that back. And a really nice breakdown towards the end of Deza's verse. Not just the beat, but also in his delivery, vocal delivery. With the quality overdubs and vocal layers that sound real rich and professional. And I guess that kind of serves in place of a hook, so technically no hook on this one, because then eyzopn jumps right in, tags right in. So no hook squad for the last two tracks. Eyzopn starts with a more chill delivery here, so his voice matches the timbre and tone of Deza's quite well. That creates a great handoff, right? Then I like how the beat kind of fades and is dampened and filtered so that eyzopn can gradually rise and raise the energy level until he's basically full on snapping by the last like 15 seconds or so of his verse. It feels a bit more than 16 bars on that one, maybe something like 20 bars. Overall, I like the tension and I like how it really builds throughout the whole track, culminating with the sample and instrumental break at the end of the song. To me, that's one of the standout moments on the whole album, straight up. Sounds like some real music. You know, the hi-hats and cymbals really start taking off. That's some of the live production and drumming there. I feel like there's some simple and catchy strings in the background. It's a layer some people might miss. And then just when you think it's over and it can't get any doper, well, it does with the epic electric guitar sample or some electric guitar sounds. I feel like this ends with like almost like a Daft Punk level instrumentation and arrangement. Game changer. Okay, so I believe that was the last track added to this project as well, if I'm not mistaken. So damn, I'm glad it was. All right, we're in the last three. Keeping it moving. Here we go with Revenge of the Nobodies.
Pipe stocks wrapped around pipe bombs. Pipe down as I pull the pin like a pine cone. From the trenches I'm pulling my wrenches. I'm clogging pipelines that been backed up for centuries. Like a plumber on the hunt for the hundreds. I'm sabotaging the players in need of triage and appear as mirages. My essence is present in the holes of the desert at the oasis. Waiting for all of y'all to catch up, but I know that y'all will not catch up. And as long as I'll checking that I belong to the session, then you will question my message and keep resisting, attempting becoming a unique and individual influencer. You got potential, but I gotta tell
you. Your ethics like a drizzle, mine is like torrential. Flash flood warning, need a booking an appointment. Only going slot and the spot has been chosen. Pointless.
Circle motherfuckers right around the same path. Rather be a shape they can fish you in, cause I'd rather be a solid than a gag. Yeah.
It's the revenge of the nobodies. Fully on the lock and loaded, spitting acidosis. Every bar's fire flame, the slaughter is ferocious. King up on the killing fields and now they taking notice. Stoic pull the pin out, brace for the explosion. Heads are bouncing off the walls, praise the hemoglobin. Masters of this poetry, I oversee the roasting. Got you motherfuckers cooking, leave your bitches soaking. Yeah, yes sir, I'm OP. My level is OD. Annihilate the phony, call me Axel Foley. I know they watching closely cause the stats unholy. I move like apparitions in the night. Yeah, so many types, think that they can bite. What they true is a different blight. Iron in the hide, spray the automatic into all the bots. Checking for my targets every day around the clock. I am everything that you are not, and that's a tragedy. I guess it had to be this way. Don't sweat it, chalk it up to a mistake. That you were unlucky on this day. Crossing Serengeti when the lion working on his plate. Yeah, you know my nature is metal. That 24 karat bezel ain't on my wrist, I won't settle. Till you in my apparel, get the dogs out the kennel. Murder all instrumentals, cause I'm Olympic with medals. Yeah, that's eyes open on a global scale. I need them zeros like that's not even the total sales. I'm going mogul, yeah, just local like the old motel. I got them postal cause the vocals always raising hell.
Puff and pass that, cash out on cash bets, blast that. Cavalier, we capsize the captain, fuck a ration, king's ransom, old fashioned, dirty bastards, feeling more hurt than a flock of sheep like a shepherd with the best words, not as absurd. Hitting hard with a bad word on the password like a codex. We some codeine into your cough drop, get a blaster on the real. Fuck the whack shit that you fostering. All of your posture and philosophy, and I'll be ill if I could take out the apostrophe. Now there's a common fee, crushing claustrophobic courtesy for the whole world to see. From sea to shine and see we the anomaly. Watching Amelie, it's ingrained like it's couscous. Matching pair like two shoes, eardrop through the Bluetooth. Air it out like prune juice, rare just like the blue moon. And I don't even care until it's who's who.
That little horn arrangement break is very nice. I really like that a lot. Might be the only little horn snippets we have in this one. I think there were some good examples in the last tape. So, Revenge of the Nobodies by Stoic the Poet, eyzopn, and Miller Mills. Produced by Averma, who's one of my favorite producers from the making hip hop community and has been for a cool minute. Shout out to Reddit. Shout out to the making hip hop community. Shout out to Averma. So it's really cool he got on here. He's the winner of some of my favorite early FTCs, Flip This Challenge, if I do remember correctly, if memory serves. This is my second collaboration with eyzopn on this project, and our first was Stoic the Poet. So we had to finally get one in. And this makes for eyzopn's third feature in a row, making this kind of the eyzopn section of the tape. In case your attention was dwindling, that should help. Immediately, it's an awesome component how the beat drops, and then how Stoic the Poet is rapping right away as soon as it drops. The beat literally slaps you in the face with that bass line. It's so good to me, and bouncy and funky and very hip hop, but still fresh sounding to me, which we haven't had up to this point on the tape. So that's important. And Stoic's deep vocal tone pairs with the beat very well to open things up. Nice swagger, nice attitude to his delivery, which should not be understated. Strong vocabulary and flow on display that builds with the energy as it progresses. And the beat builds in the beat are also impressive and central here. Those keyboard accents, the brrrr, at the top of the beat loop, blend perfectly with the rest of the layers and pair great with that kick as well. It helps that kick punch. And together, they both really kind of like cut through the beat, that pairing. Then I love the first transition into eyzopn's verse. The vocal effects on the last part of Stoic's verse kind of serve as a bridge, and I'm a sucker for a horn sample, so I was juiced when I heard that horn break from Averma, and it just teases the horns, but that's just enough to kind of reset the listener for the next verse. So it kind of sounds like a break from something I don't know, like it reminds me of a D'Angelo, maybe even like a Jay Dilla type style, who did a lot of production for D'Angelo amongst others. Then Eyes Open just falls in so naturally with the flow. The voices for the first two artists sound complementary to one another. And don't let that fool you. It takes a lot of skill to make that transition sound so natural. This tape excels in that, in my opinion. Then we get 32 straight bars of fucking fire from Eyes Open. Nasty. Eyes Open always showcases great rhyme schemes. And it's clear he's a great writer, which I feel like is important nowadays more than ever. But it's also clear he's not just a writer, which can be the case sometimes with some artists, because Eyes Open has a very professional sounding delivery and an excellent microphone presence. So he clearly is also a great performer. Eyes Open has the kind of style you would love to see live. I mean, right? I bet this would sound awesome live, which not all hip hop does. So really showcasing that enunciation and inflection with his verse is very engaging to listen to. And then I had to try to keep it going and slide in there at the end with the big boy flow. I like to play around with my delivery and rap voice a lot. But sometimes you just got to stick with what's tried and true. And I felt like I hadn't actually showcased my like normal style on any of these tapes yet, so I felt like I had to go for it. I definitely kind of came up in the very hip-hop kind of lane, so I tried to match the MC skills with some bars and cool rhyme schemes. I feel like a lot of people from the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area in California, don't get our due credit when it comes to bars, but we pride ourselves in making all sorts of music, from party music to street music to hip-hop. It's about diversity where I come from, so to me this collaboration kind of sums up the spirit of the tape, right? I mean, we have a producer from Atlanta with the Verma. We have a rapper from Washington, D.C. with Stoic. We have a rapper from Oakland in Northern California. We have a rapper from Santa Barbara in Southern California with Eyes Open. And, none of us have met each other. We're all coming together in the aftermath of COVID to make dope music. In case any of you guys are wondering, Oakland to Santa Barbara is like an 8-hour drive. So imagine that on the East Coast, right? So the Bay is not close to LA at all. It's not close to Los Angeles. But this is hip hop, and this is the way hip hop's being made in this current era in 2021. All right, so let's see what we got in the chat. Oh, we got some reactions in the chat. Eyes Open going off again. Yeah, Sleeper mentioning this whole track feels like it could be like a bunch of singles. The Sleeper's pointing out the bass on this is crazy. Shout out to Reddit, which is what brought everyone together. And then, the bleepy flutter is so subtle. Yeah, I think that's what I was pointing out too. The kind of, hits at the top of the beat loop. And it's hard to describe these things, so I've tried my best. But, the verses are, kind of setting a precedent. So, all right. Yeah, and Skritter, like, Eyes Open probably doesn't even know what a 16 is. Once dude gets going, good luck. Good luck trying to slow him down. All right, so shout out to everyone for the feedback on that. That's really cool. All right, 2 more tracks, guys. Let's get it in and get it done. We might have to burn one, but that's going to be on my own time. Here we go with Gunslinger. Oh, shit. You didn't know you were out west. We're out here at the OK Corral. I don't think you're ready. I love that.
Into the bar room, my first quick with one kick. Trading IV drips, I run this dumb gun shit. Look startled, I soon catch the aroma. Sudden mid-morning runs, your long johns are over. Nothing is logical in the here and the now. Cowboy grit silhouetted in a hospital gown. 6 civilian innards spitting brilliant singers. Don't even need a gun, a bullet slot inside my fingers.
titles like labels. I can bring them up, I can bring them later. They run after me, cause after me is Ashley. She ain't much of a grocery triathlete. You can scan my bars, my pulse is off the charts. The price tag for Gunslinger is your heart.
Gunslinger, dead ringer, pearl snaps, tool shots, French tip, trigger finger. Gunslinger, dead ringer, pearl snaps, tool shots, French tip, trigger finger.
The guitar layer is fucking fire. Vocals by Definite Footsteps and Stoic the Poet, with Severin and Adele on the hook, produced by Benjo, who also made the amazing beat for Wishing on a Star off the first album. Cool atmosphere to the beginning of this track, the introduction, with the bird sound effects and the guitar. I love the primary guitar riff that gives the track a distinct heaviness and grit, and immediately places the track in like a classic kind of East Coast, maybe like Wu-Tang, Adrian Young, MF Doom, Bad Bad Not Good type aesthetic. You know what I'm talking about, which we haven't had up to this point. So that's a really nice addition. And of course, this is a very like Western themed song, which has almost become maybe its own subgenre in hip hop at this point. I don't know if any of you guys have your favorite Western themed song. The Crazy Bone cowboy song comes to mind. There's many. This feels very hip hop Red Dead Redemption to me. So one of the more heavily themed tracks on this project. And I feel like it delivers what it's trying to deliver, which is what you're looking for with a themed track. So I really like the keyboard bell accents, subtle but important. I think that was critical. And I'm not sure if those like bells came from the original sample or not, but it adds like a very important hypnotic feeling to the beat loop. Then Definite Footsteps opens things up with a cool, deep, and raspy rap voice for his second appearance on this project, which works very well over this beat and helps establish like a grimy and ominous kind of swagger. That's exactly what's needed over a track like this. Maybe think like Griselda, stuff like that, right? So I also think Def Steps' last line was cool for his verse. How you don't even need a gun, the bullet slides up your fingers, creates a good visual picture that segues into the hook quite well. The rhyme schemes are excellent, and those are on display. Then the hook hits. It's both unique and very much on brand for this kind of theme. So it does open up the song a lot, which is what a hook should do for the audience, in general, and for audiences in general. The vocals for the hook are deliberately drawn out to blend with the beat. They're very well mixed and comes across like a real chorus, which is cool, like a chorus of people. I could see some audiences loving this, and for others it might not resonate as much. It's solid and memorable either way you look at it, and it's written in a unique way. It's refreshing to hear some representation from the ladies at this point in the tape, so shout out to Severin and Adele. I like the cadence and energy approach for the beginning of the second verse. The flow diversity creates rhyme schemes and a good use of negative space that really stand out for that second verse. I love some of the pauses and gaps that are inserted into the flow there, Stoic. Very well done. And I feel like it was important to raise the energy level a little bit for that second verse, which was achieved, so that was successful. Good example of how to you can have like a setup verse for the first verse, and that has its own important place, and then you can have like a knock 'em down verse, and that has an important place on a song. So they both serve different roles and they complement one another here. So good writing on display, good songwriting on display. Both your styles sound very natural together, and I feel like around 2.5 minutes is a perfect length duration for this song. And you know, so this gives us something fun and different to listen to. Let's see what we got in the chat. Yeah, Skritter saying this one came together nicely. Likes the concept and the execution for Gunslinger. Sinister sounding. That's an excellent word for that. All right, so let's keep that theme of kind of fun and different, which we're getting from this song, going for this last track, man. This went by fast. Didn't get quite as drunk as I thought I would. So this next one will contrast this previous track with a kind of a more of a light and carefree tone. Here we go with Truth.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Intimate moments on empty pages, infinite lines and empty faces, say phrases catastrophic and topical, as if the world is a pile of place stacked on top of you, standing tall but it's topless. You and the dishwasher just broke at the moment you came woke. Yo, I know sometimes it's kinda hard to cope, and the organic solution ain't doing this job as it's soap. Sometimes the artificial is proper for heart conditions that bother our operation and harbor our inner mission. To let it go, we need to be one with the flow, mastering fluid dynamics of emotions and soul. To let it go, to let it flow. The truth is like a dark chocolate with 90% cacao. The purer it gets, the harder it is to go down. But that's where the sweetness is. It lies in the bitterness, a beautiful combination, just like nature and wilderness. Like the ebb and the flow of the sun and the moon. I'ma let myself glide on out this cocoon. No longer will I hold it back. I'm living the life that I dreamt as a child. Know that it took me a couple of miles, a couple of shoes, a couple of dues that it on paper. It took me a while. For every single little inch that I grew, I had to face another trial. And every single little thing that I proved, I knew that the truth, it really does move. And every single time you fail, in circumstances that ain't fair, as long as you know where your heart is, then your truth will lie where you started. And all the lies that haunt you will work to no avail.
Weaving an oral tapestry with colorful chords, preaching classical blasphemy till my voice runs hoarse. I need a beat that can speak to me, take me back to before I felt the need to keep my feelings bottled up with a cork. The truth hits harder than a lie, but realize sometimes I need another face to hide behind. You decide, there's white lies at my high rise, trousers of flame, but you won't taint my mindset. I'll keep grinding the same. It's a shame that people don't keep touch. I recognize part of the time it's me not keeping up, but I've been out of my way so many times just to get a slap in the face and stepped on. I think I've given up. My time spent on nonsense is fine, since I recognize the value in learning from all my memories combined to make me a better person. Thank you for your contribution, that's why I'm grateful you ejected yourself from my tribe. Don't tell me what I wanna hear, tell me the truth, it's the reason I'm here. Locked in this booth and I'm spitting sincere to provide just for you something sweet for your ears, making heat from my tears and my blood and sweat. Over all of these years that I've worked and wept, without promise of seeing a fucking check. I'll be honest, my life is a fucking wreck, but I can't look away as it goes up in flames. I'm in a brighter place mentally, I feel great, I feel a little exhausted. There's lots on my plate, I don't got time to waste, but I like it that way. I've been pumping the brakes, trying to stay in my lane. Gotta accelerate, do whatever it takes. And if I crash and burn at every turn, I'm gonna learn fast and press the gas to close the gap. First is my pace, I'll end in the place I'm at. As long as I'm honest on the track, I'm content. As long as I'm honest on the track, I'm content.
Tell me that wasn't an excellent way to ride out on some good vibes. Makes you want some more, right? Might have to run it back. Produced by Tap Daddy Beats, who also produced Gold Tooth off the last tape. Skritter was good. Super unique production. This track features Stoic the Poet with his 6th appearance, along with Occlude's 2nd appearance of this tape. This is also the 2nd collaboration between Occlude and Stoic on this tape. So a chill follow-up to Liability to close things out, which was a very different energy level. And you got an early comment from Fiore DS, who I consider one of the most masterful producers on making hip-hop, so that tells you a lot. Fiore also had a couple of fucking dope-ass songs that almost made this tape, but hopefully they still get released later because they're fire as shit. Anyways, I have to admit, the first thing that hits me when I hear this song is that it feels or reminds me kind of like some classic Good Friday era Kanye, okay? Right? I mean, I don't know. Kind of like, that feel-good era of Kanye you don't hear as much anymore. You only get glimmers of it now, like that pre-Trump Kanye. Or maybe some like Chance the Rapper type vibes. I feel like he's kind of been carrying that torch for a while now. So part of this kind of association and reminding of would be the drums. I like the simple stuttering snares paired with the nursery rhyme feel-good piano chords. Simple but excellent. And the melodic whistling layer is perfection. That was the exact layer you needed to optimize and complete this beat. If that whistling layer was left out, something would have been missing. Then there's some great beat accents, the bells in the drums, those melodic xylophone builds, the distorted and overly filtered vocal sample that really does a lot in the outro towards the end of the song is excellent. And that great horn stab that falls in and punctuates the beat quite well. So it's just a very pleasant sounding composition overall. Feel good music. There's a chill but bubbling bass layer. There's actually a lot going on here production wise, but it feels very clean and simple. And there's still a lot of emptiness, negative space in the beat, or enough of it. So there's room for the vocals to still shine. It's not overly produced. And those vocals shine. I feel like both vocalists match this chill, nostalgic tone of the beat very well. Stoic the Poet has a reflective approach with a chill delivery and poetic lyrics, putting his name in the game, which makes for a good opening verse, a nice cadence, nice flow diversity on display. And also there's just some actual game being spit on some actually like learn about life type shit. That deserves to run back since we're almost done.
The truth is like a dark chocolate with 90% cacao. The purer it gets, the harder it is to go down. But that's where the sweetness is. It lies in the bitterness, a beautiful combination, just like nature and wilderness. Like the ebb and the flow of the sun and the moon. I'ma let myself glide on out this cocoon.
Yeah, man. So, I'm loving the way Occlude hits the mic after this. Great parallel to how Stoic started his verse. Awesome poetic bars on display from Occlude as well. This is definitely the most chill and poetic track on this project. Very nice wordplay from Occlude. Good cadence and gaps in Occlude's flow. That's always good for listener engagement. So Occlude might be spitting more than 16 bars. I'd have to run it back. Then right around the 2-minute and 25-second mark, Occlude breaks into like a double time for another 16 bars. So this is very unique song structure, which is sometimes good to catch the listener off guard if you deliver correctly. That second verse is maybe something like 38 bars. It's unconventional. And I really like the decision to go double time and end things out by Occlude there. It catches, again, the listener off guard and brings some energy and emphasis to the end of the song, kind of serving as an explanation point on this track and maybe the album. So it's a very nostalgic and mellow vibe to ride out on, with tones of being grateful, right? And I'm grateful that we got this tape out. So yeah, Sleeper's mentioning in the chat, great outro. Loving that. Chocolatey vibes and aesthetics. Okay. So overall, there were 13 rappers on this project compared to 26 from the last tape, so half. Much more focused album here, with a few less tracks total, but a lot of cool collaborations that did not happen in the first album. No posse tracks on this tape, with only 4 tracks even having a third verse at all. The rest of the tracks usually just seem to have 2 verses apiece, kind of typical song structure. So how do you feel this album stacks up and compares to others and the first tape? Is it apples and oranges? Were there certain things you like more about one album or the other? We might need to keep running this back and celebrating this album, to finish out this week. So anyways, I think this is it, y'all. So there you have it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You can continue to send submissions during our normal programming to rapfredrogers@gmail.com. That's me in this role as a presenter, not in vocalist. Hit me up on Twitter at rapfredrogers. I think I'm going to try something different for this next episode, maybe in a few weeks. I've been wanting to go through the whole history of Southern rap because I feel like not enough people understand the progression. So I think we'll do that next. Big thanks to the Making Hip Hop community on Reddit, right? Bless up. Big thanks to all the mods who organized this and helped made all this happen. So I feel like this is a contender for Indie Album of the Year. What's fucking with it? The first one, maybe some other ones from the other, Reddit's been bringing it this year. So we'll see. Shout out to all the hip hop head mixtapes as well. I think there's more coming out. Keep making great shit. Keep making excellent shit, man. Through all these hard times, it helps me channel some of my feelings, and make something last forever, man. So collaborations help people grow and push boundaries and level up. So let's get it in. Let's keep leveling up. That's the name of the game. All right, man. I'll catch you guys next time if we have one. Skritter saying album of the year in this bitch. Sleeper. Thanks, man. Thank you guys for just showing up. It's good to see people's reactions, right? So yeah, shout out to the mods and appreciate all you guys. So hey, we'll catch you next time. All right. Peace.